Hello, Vanakkam, and welcome to Sudarshan's podcast. Today I have Craig Fernandes, who is the founder of SecureMyScholarship. It's an edtech company which helps students to provide scholarship and things around. So we'll be talking things about in detail, and they are operating from Dubai, and also Craig is working with like different folks across globe. So we'll be talking things in detail. Hey Craig, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sudarshan. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, Sudarshan. It's my pleasure to be here. Super excited to chat.
Cool. Okay, let's begin with the basic question. Craig is from Mumbai. So, okay, Craig, Hardik or Rohit?
Uh, Rohit Sharma is a legend,
Hmm.
but Hardik Pandya is the future. So right now, Hardik Pandya.
Cool. Do you think Hardik will stay with Mumbai for the next year also?
I think so. I think so.
Hmm.
I think Hardik Pandya is Mumbai through and through. I think came up through the youth system.
Hmm.
I think he's a Mumbai guy. You know, he went to Gujarat. Okay, fine, understood. He won over there as well. Amazing. But he's a Mumbai guy, I think. And now Hardik Pandya is back home. I love the Mumbai Indians. The Mumbai Indians, I think what a lot of fans forgot, especially MI fans this last season,
Okay.
the Mumbai Indians are much bigger than any single player, and we owe it to our team to back our team. So I stand with the team. I stand with the coach. I stand with the management. If Hardik Pandya is our guy, Hardik Pandya is our captain, so be it. Hardik Pandya.
I think for the next year they're gonna only retain only four of MI players. Is that right?
I
So
think five, if I'm not
five.
sure, because it's
Okay.
back to the big auction. I think
Okay. Will
I'm not
they?
sure, honestly.
Have Rohit in the team, or like they will let him to the auctions? What do you think?
No, I mean, would you pay Rohit Sharma 16 CR? I mean, come on. I don't think Rohit Sharma, like if you have to retain Rohit Sharma, he's gonna come for nothing less than 10 CR. And I don't think Rohit Sharma, if he's not the captain, I don't think Rohit Sharma as a pure batsman is worth more than 10 CR, honestly. I think you can get better value for money elsewhere. I think Mumbai's bowling is really shit. So I think they would rather take the money and
Hmm.
get better bowlers to go along with Bumrah. But no, I wouldn't retain Rohit Sharma if I was the management. It's hard to say, I know for sure. But that's sports, man. You got to be objective. Like a lot of people
Hmm.
are too emotional about these things. At
Yep.
the end of the day, I want to see the Mumbai Indians win.
Hmm.
Whether Rohit Sharma is holding that trophy or not is immaterial to me. I want to see Mumbai win. I want the trophy to come home to the Wankhede. So if I was the management and I'm being purely objective, I would not retain Rohit Sharma.
Cool. Cool. Yep. Let's get into our thing. Okay.
Well,
Before
but I
that,
gotta ask you, man.
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? You think Rohit Sharma retain, not retain? What do you think?
Dude, more than I watch it as a game that to be won, I have some feeling towards the team, right? From
For
fourth
sure.
season, I think sixth season, Rohit is heading Mumbai. I think that was the first season Mumbai got their trophy. So I
Yeah,
think from
2015.
third season, I started watching cricket. Because of Sachin, since I'm from Tamil Nadu, I preferred Mumbai. I'm like fan of Mumbai. But again, from sixth season, I'm watching Mumbai for Rohit. But now I was little disappointed what happened last year, and we'll see if they didn't retain. I kind of don't like that.
Okay. No, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair point.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Let's see.
I don't want to be that. I like put my mind first before heart, right?
This is sports, boss. You gotta, man. Like at the end of the day, the most important 11 has to go out. I think actually. So
Hmm.
now the BCCI just appointed Gautam Gambhir as coach.
Yeah.
Man, I think the same ruthlessness that the
Hmm.
Mumbai Indians had will come to the Indian team as well. I
Hmm.
think Virat Kohli,
Dude, Mumbai
this
is not
probably would be his
ruthless for
last.
last 1 2 years. They were
No,
playing
but
shit.
they were. But now they
Yeah.
finally made tough decisions. I
Hmm.
think Gautam Gambhir, man, as India coach, I think this T20 World Cup will probably be Virat Kohli's last T20 tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably even his last ODI tournament. I don't see him playing limited overs cricket much longer, especially with Gautam Gambhir at the helm. You have to brood in the youngsters. it baffles me how Yashasvi Jaiswal, who is perhaps on stats alone the best Indian top order T20 batsman, especially in T20 eyes, in the last 12 months, is sitting on the bench while Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli open. That doesn't make any
Hmm.
sense. It seems like the best 11 is not on the pitch. I
Hmm.
think Gautam Gambhir is going to bring the same just pure cold decision making to the Indian team
Hmm.
as what like Jaya Wardene and Mark Boucher and all of those guys brought to Mumbai. So let's see, man. I don't know. Like I think a lot of people will be very disappointed
Yeah.
if King Kohli gets dropped or Rohit Sharma or whatever from the Indian team. But
Hmm.
let's see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of like for the last few years stopped watching cricket. Once in a while, I get the news. Like we know, right? Like, yep. Okay, let's get into the podcast. I mean, okay, let's start with what secure my scholarship, Craig. I have a context. Give listeners what it is.
Yeah, so Secure My Scholarship is basically it's an edtech platform that connects students with scholarships at universities around the world. We launched in November of 2021. It's been 2.5 years since then. And in those 2.5 years, we today list scholarships at over 400 universities across the US, the UK, Ireland, Dubai. We work with almost every university in Dubai, almost every university in the UK, and almost every university in Ireland. The problem that we're trying to solve is actually very, very simple. The cost of quality higher education is very high. Anywhere around the world, it's very high. And it's rising as well year over year. It's becoming more and more expensive. And what happens because of that is that many families from the middle class or the working class are priced out of quality higher education. They might be smart, they might be ambitious, they might be aspirational, they might work incredibly hard or whatever, but they simply can't afford it. And they're told, you have to give up on your dreams because you can't afford to go study where you want to study. And we don't think that's fair. Our mission at Secure My Scholarship is to connect students with $100 million in scholarships and to change the lives of 100,000 students around the world. We are 9% of the way there. We've connected students with over $9 million in scholarships to date, and changed the lives of thousands of people, not just students, right? We'll help a student get a scholarship. But when we help that student get a scholarship, I mean, behind that student is a mother and a father and a brother and a sister whose lives are also impacted by this. And I mean, me personally, I'm extremely proud of the work that we do. Extremely proud of our team and our mission, and the impact that we're creating every day. And that's basically what we do in a nutshell.
Yeah, the mission feels like very huge, right? Like, what made you start this? Like, you are in your like mid 20s or like late 20s?
Yeah, so I'm 27,
Yep. Mm.
and Secure My Scholarship actually was Secure My Scholarship is a platform. So there's two ways to answer this question, right?
Okay.
So just backtracking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
um, in 2017, we actually launched our first startup. It was a company called Lock and Stock. It was basically
Okay.
a mobile application that rewarded students for staying off their phones when they were in
Oh,
class.
okay.
If you
Is
go to
that still
college
launched?
or university,
Uh,
no, we actually shut that down
okay.
a year ago, actually. But in essence,
Did you make money?
if you go to any it did. But let me get to like the
Okay.
story in
Yeah,
essence.
yeah, yeah.
We like if you go to any college or university or even schools, you'll see so many students just on their phones, just like distracted, no one paying attention, yada yada, whatever. And I actually noticed this problem firsthand when I was in university. So I graduated from university in May of 2017. Straight out of university, September 2017, we launched Lock and Stock, myself and like a core team of people. There were five of us. And it was basically this platform where, if you went to class, you opened up the app and you locked your phone and you stayed offline and you paid attention and you listened or you took notes or you did your work or whatever the hell. And while your phone was locked, you were earning rewards. And you could then use those rewards for offers and discounts at our partners. Basically, it was a very simple model. We launched this in September of 2017. Within 2 years, this platform had become the largest student lifestyle platform in the
Oh,
UAE.
okay.
It had 80,000 students connecting with 1,200 partner brands. It was huge. When I say 80,000 students, man, like that number sounds small compared to, 10 million or 20 million active users. But when you look at just the UAE, there are only between like students between the ages of 15 and 24, there are only 250,000 students in total in the UAE between 15 and 24. It's a small country. So 80,000 of that 250,000 is a big chunk of
Yeah,
students.
yeah.
And I remember like in like 2019, 2020, the app was ubiquitous. It was everywhere, literally. Every
Everywhere in
second
UAE
person.
or like across globe?
So it was in the UAE and it was huge in the
Okay,
UAE.
cool.
And every second student or every third student was either on the app or used to be on the app or their best friend was on the app or whatever. 1,200 partner brands as well. It was massive. It was the largest student lifestyle platform in the country, bar none. The value proposition was lock your phone, get rewards, and get offers and discounts. And then along the way, we added other platforms as well. So we added an internship section. So lock your phone, get rewards, and apply for internships. Okay, that's awesome. And then we added a scholarship section. So lock your phone, collect rewards, and apply for scholarships at universities. Now, through all of this, I think something that we realized a couple of years down the line, because we were really focused on really just building it out in the UAE, making it as big as possible. Um, an app like Lock and Stock does not scale very well because it's hyper localized. The main USP is connect with offers and discounts, and those are localized. They're in your neighborhood or they're in your city or whatever. So if a student from Bahrain or Oman or India downloaded the application, their retention was 0% because there are no offers and discounts for them. They'll just delete the app because there's nothing for them to do. So the app didn't really scale very well, which is why it was huge in Dubai and surrounding cities in the UAE or in the UAE, but it never really grew into other countries because it just wasn't going to scale. But
Why didn't you
through
like
that,
onboard other brands in like India or other
so the thing is, I mean, how do
states?
we do that, right? Because so we did all of this in the UAE, and now if we want to grow, we have to go to Mumbai and then get brands over there and then get users, and then go to
Okay.
Pune and get brands over there and then get users, and then go to Bangalore and then get. So it's a very linear process, which would take like 10 years to actually scope out, actually
Are
build
you
out.
backed by anyone or
Um,
like is that totally bootstrapped?
Lock and Stock was completely bootstrapped
Okay.
from start until really the end as well.
Did
It's
you
completely
try like
bootstrapped.
getting any fund support or anything like that?
Yeah, we did. But even when we speak to, investors, VCs or whatever, the biggest point of feedback that we would receive was, this is not scalable. Like, we'll
Hmm.
invest in you, but this is
Okay.
not scalable. How are you going to go from 80,000 students to 80 million students? And that journey is either impossible or will take a very long span of time, in essence. But while with all of this stuff being said, one day actually we noticed something very interesting on the platform. We began looking at like our data and stuff like that, and we saw that okay, offers and discounts localized, internships also localized for the most part, but our scholarship section was receiving applications or whatever, students locking their phones and applying from India, Pakistan, Saudi, Sri Lanka, just random countries where we didn't even advertise or market or whatever. People would find the application and they'd see these scholarships, and now all of a sudden they're locking their phones and they're collecting rewards and then applying for these scholarships. And that was very interesting to us, right? Because we said to ourselves, wow, like, have we stumbled upon something by accident, literally? Offers didn't scale, internships didn't scale, scholarships. I mean, education is global, right? Like, that's study abroad. Whether it's someone going from one city to another city, or one state to another state, or one country to another country, education is global. It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
Everybody wants to study. So that's scaled. And also, we said to ourselves, okay, like, helping students stay off their phones is awesome. And I'm very, very proud of the work that we did with Lock and Stock. In our time with Lock and Stock, we accounted for over 2 million years of total time spent offline, 2 million years of time spent offline. That's time that we gave back to teachers, educators, professors to help them teach better, to enhance the learning experience. And that's awesome, literally. The helping students stay off their phones is great, but helping someone afford university, I mean, that's so much
yeah,
bigger,
yeah, yeah,
literally. That's life changing, in all
yeah.
honesty. And so we said to ourselves, okay, like, this might actually be something much bigger than what we had actually started out with. So we basically took the scholarships section on the Lock and Stock app, and we spun it out into like a standalone platform called Secure My Scholarship.
Hmm.
And that's how Secure My Scholarship was born. We just said, if this is going to succeed, it needs its own user journey, its own branding, all of that stuff. So we spun it out into a standalone brand called Secure My Scholarship. Lock and Stock and Secure My Scholarship existed for a while, but eventually Secure My Scholarship just outgrew Lock and Stock because, I mean, on a weekly basis, we have over 10,000 students from 30 something different countries coming to our platform looking for scholarships, looking for help. That's huge. Um, and so we said to ourselves, okay, fine, like, Secure My Scholarship is growing a lot faster than Lock and Stock. And if this is to actually bring about the change that we want to bring out, then we have to give it our full attention. We can't be, Secure My Scholarship here, Lock and Stock there, trying to like balance these two things. We have to pick, and we have to really go all in on something. And that's what we did. It was an emotional decision to wind down operations for Lock and Stock, but I think it was
Hmm.
for the best. And
Okay,
as I said earlier, I love the work that we're doing with
okay.
Secure My Scholarship. Secure My Scholarship is raised outside capital. It has 29 people based in 19
How
different cities
much?
around the world.
How much, Craig?
Connected students with.
Uh,
We've raised over $1.2 million
cool.
in capital.
Hmm.
Currently valued at $6 million.
Hmm.
29 different people based in 19 different cities around the world.
Cool.
Connected students with $9 million in scholarships, and those are
Like, can we
amazing
talk about
achievements.
other numbers also? Like, how many students got, got scholarship via Secure My Scholarship?
So far, we've helped over 1,500. I think the actual
Cool.
number is like,
Hmm.
excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the actual number is like 1,560 or something like that.
Hmm.
But over 1,500 students have
Cool.
connected with scholarships via Secure My Scholarship.
And how many universities are connected with Secure My Scholarship now?
Man, we have scholarships at universities across the US, UK, Ireland, and Dubai.
Hmm.
At last count, there are 442
Okay, cool.
universities around the
Hmm.
world with
Hmm.
scholarships available.
So let's get into those details. Like, over 1,500 students are like got scholarship via the platform. So where are they
Mhm.
from? Can you like if you like imagine that 1,500 into in a pie chart, like how would you like put that diagram? Like, where are they from?
Yeah, so I mean, Dubai is our home market. And of course, like, so here in Dubai, we're the largest education platform by far. We account for more students going through our platform into university than any other company in the UAE, hands down. I think the UAE accounts for about 40% of our
Cool.
students or thereabouts. Over the last 12 months or so, we've made tremendous progress in terms of increasing our market share in India and just growing our numbers in India.
Okay.
So 40% is from the UAE. I'd say
Hmm.
about 30% is from India.
Cool.
And then the other 30% is just from everywhere
Okay.
else.
Okay.
We had a student in the UK who secured a scholarship. 2 weeks ago, there's a student from Sri Lanka, from Pakistan, from Saudi Arabia. People need help everywhere. But in terms of our focus areas, the UAE being our home base is naturally one of our focus areas, and we're very large here in the UAE. But in terms of growth, India is our key growth market. So
Okay.
if we spend $10 on growth, 9.5 of those $10 are spent in India, which is why India's on a pie chart. India's close to the UAE, and within the next 6 months should overtake the UAE as well, I would think.
Right. So we'll talk about how are you spending your money in India later. I have like few questions, Craig. The thing
Sure.
is, initially you said that while you were running lock and stock, you have this scholarship section alone. In that
Yeah.
section, you might have onboarded colleges from UK, Ireland, whatever, right? So
Mhm.
how did that happen, like when you started out in like 24, 25? How did those people trust you to, to associate with you?
That's a great question. It's kind of like dominoes. I mean, you just
Hmm.
gotta start somewhere, right? So our first university took 3 months to come on board, and I think it took 6 months to get 3 universities. It took like 9 months to get 15 universities, and then slowly by slowly, that wheel begins to turn. In essence, so we're able to get more and more, and very soon, I mean, like it reached a point where every week we were adding one or two new universities on the platform. So he's got to start somewhere, right? Like it all starts. Every count starts with one. So you get the first one, then you get the second one, then you get the third one, and it's very slow in the beginning. We just got to keep at it, literally,
Which college
and
is
then
that?
eventually,
Which university is that?
the
Yep.
first one was a university called Curtin University, an Australian
Okay.
university. They were the first one. Second one was Manipal University. Third one was UK College of Business and Computing. Yeah, that was the number three. Number four was Heriot-Watt University, which is in the UK.
Okay.
So whatever, like
Okay. Yep.
you got to start somewhere.
Can
But I
we?
think just on that note,
Mhm.
I think just something that I want to add. I think one thing that's actually defined us over these last couple of years, man, is that we are kick ass, I think, at business development.
Okay.
I don't know, like somehow we're just able to sign like a ton of partners. So even with our offers section on Lock and Stock, we had 1,200 partner brands and some of the biggest brands in the country. With the scholarship section and now with Secure My Scholarship, 400 plus universities, yada yada. And I think like that's awesome. I
So
think,
who
which is
is
with
taking
both
care of
platforms.
business side of things, Craig?
Oh, it's a team effort, man. Everybody like
I mean,
plays a
like, who is
role in terms of
heading
business
the
development.
function?
So, myself and our chief revenue officer,
Okay.
the two of us in tandem, I think, pitch the most. But it's not exclusive, right? So
Hmm.
everybody on the team plays their role, or will do an initial pitch with someone they know or they've connected with. We'll pitch them, then we'll recommend them, yada yada, all of that stuff. But it's a team effort. I think our chief revenue officer deserves most of the credit, truth be
His
told.
name?
Um, his name is Sanat Kulkarni.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, like
Where is he
I think
from?
he deserves
Sanath?
most of the credit. He is originally from Pune,
Okay.
but has lived in Dubai for a long time.
Okay. Cool. Like, how do you know him?
He was actually he was actually my childhood best friend.
Hmm.
No, childhood best friend, still my best friend.
Cool.
His dad actually. So not like yeah, like my childhood best friend, who's still my best friend. Is his dad in essence. At one point in time, we really needed to sign partners and sign a lot of them, and so I spoke to him. His expertise is sort of in like B2B, business development, that type of stuff. So he came on board, became one of the core team members, and yeah, played a great role in
Is
helping
he
us.
one among your? Is he a co-founder?
He's one of our co-founders, basically,
Okay.
on
Cool. Cool.
like our like senior team.
Cool. Got it. Right. Yep. Can we talk about in detail what happened that 3 months to onboard that first college while you were like running lock and stock? Yeah.
Yeah, man. That all actually happened by accident, if
Mm-hmm.
anything. So just rewinding the clock,
Mm.
that was in the summer of 2018. And, honestly, man, like when we launched Lock and Stock, if anyone asked us to build like a business plan or whatever, we would not have mentioned the words education or university even once in that business plan.
Mm.
No ways. But fast forward to the summer of 2018, and we were actually running out of cash. We had like 3 months of runway left in the bank, and we didn't really know what to do. And so we're scrounging around, whatever, this, that, yada, yada. We're speaking to whoever, trying to get them to work with us, and more importantly, pay us to actually pay us literally through that collaboration. And in that, I guess, chaos, or in that mix, a university actually reached out to
Mm-hmm.
us,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, hey, listen, we're a university, we want students, you guys have a lot of students, how can we work together?
Wow.
So we said, okay, fine, we'll work with you, yada yada. And then we told the university, if we are going to work with you, you have to give us something. You have to give us like a scholarship or a fee waiver that we can give to students. So it kind of fits the model of the application. And the university, maybe they were desperate, I guess. They said, okay, we'll do that. And they gave us that scholarship, they gave us that fee waiver. We launched that. It did phenomenally well. It earned a ton of revenue. We saved the company, earned enough cash to keep the lights on, proved the business model, ran a successful campaign, and it all started from there, basically.
So is that Australian university is the same you spoke about?
Same university.
Okay, so that 3 months went on to like discuss about the partnership,
So the
then
three
due diligence
months
and
was
stuff,
really
right?
just figuring this out. Like, okay,
Mm.
fine. Technically speaking, yes, they were the ones who reached out to us because
Mm.
we didn't even think about working with any university. But the 3 months was just figuring things out, literally. And it was in that period of time where we're running out of cash, the alarm bells are ringing, we have to figure things out. How do we do this? None of us have ever worked in higher education before, right? So none of us are higher education veterans or whatever. We don't have 5 years or 10 years of experience. We didn't even understand how the industry worked. Okay, student applies for scholarship, then what? Application, offer letter, we sort of figure all of this stuff out from scratch on the spot, with, I guess, the house on fire, and trying to make it happen, literally.
Mm.
And that was number one. But from there on in, we then went to sign other universities, and those took extraordinary amounts of time. So in August of 2018, we had our first university. By May of 2019, we had 5 universities. I mean, in the next what is that, 9 months, I think, we grew from 1 to 5 in terms of university partners. So it moved very slow and then very fast,
Mm.
literally.
So you signed with the same universities after you like when you started the Secure Scholarship.
Yeah, so I mean, all universities that were on the scholarship section, when
Mm.
we basically took the section out and built it into a standalone brand, they all came with it, basically. So all of the universities that were on the scholarship section came to Secure My Scholarship. But actually, even from a pitch standpoint, it was more effective because now universities could say, okay, fine, like you guys are a real platform. You'll actually have like substance. It's not like a small feature. So actually, it made the pitch a lot easier as well. But yeah, anybody who was on Lock and Stock, they all came with us to Secure
Mm.
My Scholarship.
Okay, let's talk something very basic. So, if I want to use secure my scholarship, how would I do that? Like, get to the website, put my details, and check whichever the college I want to. Like, how that
Yeah, so
process happens? Yep.
it's super simple.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's 100% free, so you don't have to pay anything. You go to
Okay.
www.securemyscholarship.com. And once you're on the website, if you know which university you're looking for, you can just like look for it directly, or you could use our automated counselor tool on the website that'll help you, just shortlist a bunch of options based on which country, what program, what your budget is, all of that type of stuff. shortlist a bunch of programs or universities. And once you have a couple of universities in mind, you can go ahead and submit an inquiry or like a short application form through the website itself. That then goes to our team. Our team verifies the information. Depending on the university, our team may reach out for some additional documentation to then submit that application to the university. Once that is done, our team will. Once that's done, our team does all the rest. We'll coordinate with the university. We'll submit the application. The university will get back to us. They let us know, and then hopefully within 1 to 4 weeks, we have a scholarship letter from the university. You'll know how much money you've saved, and then we're good to go. Literally.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll give you an example. There was a student 3 weeks ago, based in India. I think she was based in Ahmedabad. I
Okay.
think, but she was going to the US for her master's, for her MBA, basically. She knew what university she wanted to go for, and she was doing an MBA, so she knew everything. She came to our platform. She found the university. She applied, and she raised a support ticket. And she said 4 words. She said, "Can you help me?" Like, that's it.
Okay.
Came through to us. Our team verified all the information, yada yada. We back channeled with the university. I mean, because we deal with these universities so often as well, we know who to speak to. We know which university is offering which scholarship, etc., etc., etc. But in essence, to the same university she was going to go to, for the same program she was going to study, instead of paying $60,000,
Okay.
we got her a $28,000 scholarship. So now
Cool.
she has to pay $32,000 to go to the US and do her MBA. She's funding this through a loan as well. So instead of taking a 60 lakh loan, she's now taking a 35 lakh loan or a 32 lakh loan or thereabouts. And I mean, that's huge in terms of a difference in her life, literally. And it's that simple. It's free. It's that simple. Our aim is to make education accessible and affordable for all students. And that's what we do, literally.
Craig, I want to know about what happened during COVID, like, because I have an example, right? So when I finished my 12th grade, it was 2019. Like I'm like 5 years after that. One of my friend, he tried to join a university in UK, I guess. He didn't join.
Okay.
Initially, for the first 2 years, because of COVID, like he took a year break after our 12th grade. So he took a year break. Right after a year, during summer of 2020, we got COVID. Then he didn't get the chance to go to UK. Then that continued for next 2 years. Now, after 5 years, till now, he didn't join. That was
That's
so,
unfortunate.
yep, so sad. Recently we spoke. This dude was kind of depressed. Like I'm very like I could not talk to him. Like, can you like walk me through what happened during COVID? Totally, your market would have like been bad during those times.
Yeah. I mean, COVID was obviously extremely difficult for sure. I think two things over here, man. Like, number one, for sure, like countries closed their borders, didn't take in students, etc., etc., etc. So study abroad kind of like shut down. Nobody could go study anywhere. But I think all things considered, just looking at like COVID in general, I think not being able to go for your education is, I think, the least of someone's problems. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people died or lost their loved ones
yeah,
during COVID. So in terms of like the pyramid of problems during those 1 or 2 or 3 years, I think not being able to go study is on the lower end of those things. I think a lot worse things could have happened. In terms of education, man, I mean, for sure. I mean, we're in the space, so we had a lot of students also who were applying for scholarships, and then borders shut, they couldn't go, and all of that stuff. Thankfully, actually, so we're based in Dubai, and Dubai was open during COVID. Dubai
okay,
took students during COVID. Anybody could come here and study, move here, all of that stuff. So we had a lot of students who had applied for scholarships in the UK or the US or Australia, who then, after those countries shut down, just basically changed their plans and then came to study in Dubai, where in Dubai there are UK universities and Australian universities in Dubai. So you can study over here, you can still get a UK degree or an Australian degree,
Oh,
still
okay.
study abroad, all of that stuff. So a lot of students change their plans instead of wasting 1 year or 2 years of their lives. They didn't want to put their lives on hold. They changed their plans. They adapted to the situation. They came to Dubai. They studied over here. But for a lot of other students who didn't want to do that, yeah, I mean, it was tough, I
I mean,
guess.
what was the team size during 2020, and like, what was the team size after that?
Yeah, I mean, in 2020, man, we were a super small team. I think
Okay.
we were like 6 people in
Okay.
2020.
Hmm.
And by 2022,
Okay.
we had grown from 6 people to about 22 people,
Okay.
literally.
Okay. Okay.
So a lot more people joining the team, back office, operations, yada yada. By 2022, we grew to 22 people, and now we're at 29 in essence. So that was kind of like our team growth per se. I'm also just very glad to say that, even during COVID, and something that I think the team will also testify to, somehow bootstrapped, we found a way to just keep everything running smooth. So no disruption to operations, nobody like had their salaries
You're still a
cut or nobody
remote
was
company, right?
furloughed.
Right, Craig?
Remote
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
But still, I mean, like with the US and the UK or whatever closing down, that I think some might describe it as a significant disruption to operations. But yeah, I mean, no salaries were cut, no furloughs, no mass layoffs, none of that stuff. Which personally I am very proud of. At the end of the day, for everybody who works here, we tell them, like, we trust you to deliver for the company, and you have to also trust us to deliver for you when times are tough. And very proud of how we handled the entire COVID situation internally as a company.
Yep. One question off the topic, Craig. How much software engineer at UAE get paid with 5 years of experience?
How much does a software engineer in the UAE get paid?
Yeah,
It really depends, man.
with 5 years of
So
experience.
yeah. It really depends, honestly, on the company, and also on the developer, I suppose. Salaries could range anywhere from 10,000 dirhams a month to 40 to for 30 or 40,000 dirhams a month. So I know someone who just got a job in Dubai, software engineer. I don't even think he has 5 years of experience, but he's getting paid, I think, 35,000 dirhams a month, I think, in Dubai. But I know other people who get hired with 2 or 3 or 4 years of experience in Dubai with 8 or 9 or 10,000 dirhams. So it really depends on, more than the experience, how good the developer is and the scale of the company as well.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I
how much you
guess.
are
Does that
taking
answer
as
your
salary
question?
now?
Sorry?
How much salary are you taking now?
How much salary am I taking?
Yeah, yeah.
I actually don't pay myself that much.
Hmm. Can you disclose that?
Yeah, I mean, my salary fluctuates actually month on month, depending on like team requirements. Last month, I paid myself 5,000 dirhams last
Hmm.
month. And I think it should stay that way for the rest of the year, if anything. I'm always of the belief that, like, on the team, I'll pay myself last.
Okay.
So everybody gets a raise first, and then I will raise my own salary. And that's how we've always done things. So on the entire like team scale, I'm on the lower end, I think,
Okay.
of the scale. And yeah, that's my personal philosophy. I think this is not like I would not recommend this for anyone, or
It's
this
not
is
that
how I like
mantra
to
and
do
all.
things. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
how I like to do things. This is my personal philosophy on
Right.
doing it.
Right. Okay, we'll talk about those 29 folks. So, what are they doing?
Yeah. I mean, so first and foremost, it's an incredibly young team that we
Hmm.
have. At the end of the day, we're building products and solutions for students or for young people, right, between the ages of 16 and 26. So to do that, we had to keep the heart and soul of the company young. I'm 27. The average age in the company is like 28, I think. So it's a very young team, and that's kind of how we like to operate. We move very fast. We are always changing, always adding, removing, editing, revising. Nothing is set in stone. I think if you ask anyone who works at Secure My Scholarship, they will tell you that if they to describe the working process at Secure My Scholarship, they will tell you always changing in essence. So roles are changing, responsibilities are changing, focus areas are
Okay.
changing, whatever. In terms of team structure, I think out of the 29 people, we have 13 people in operations and
Okay.
business development,
Okay.
about 5 people in marketing and growth, and the remainder, that's about 11 people, in engineering and design and, you know, UI UX, basically. And that's kind of how the team is structured. This is counter to most ed tech firms, especially in India, where I know a lot of ed tech like founders and whatever. And when I speak to them, they tell me that like if they have 100 employees, and I'm talking like big ed tech companies, they have like 100 employees or 50 employees, 40 of those 50 are sales and marketing, or 90 or 80 of the 100 are sales and marketing. And I don't know, like that's not how we wanted to build Secure My Scholarship. We see ourselves as, you know, tech first always. So we love to build new products and new solutions, and that's kind of how we structured the team as well.
Now I sort of got confused, Craig, because you told me early that you know the right people to talk to in different universities. You know, like how to handle when comes to getting an scholarship. But how can you like call Secure My Scholarship as a platform? Because where I enter things, but on the other side, there will be some person who will be manually handle things and get back to the student, right? Can you call this as a product or like product aligned with service or clubbed with service? Like, how do you call
Yeah, I mean
it? It's a
it's a platform. It's a
yep.
platform combined with a service, right?
Hmm.
So it cannot be fully end to end. We don't think there at the end of the day, and we've wrestled with this question for a long time. Can we make it fully end to end? Right? Can we remove the human
Is
element
that
from this
possible?
process? That's the thing, right?
Hmm.
So that is something that has been tried and failed by a lot of people because at the end of the day, man, you know, put yourself in one of these students' shoes. They're going 5,000 miles away to study a degree and paying 40 lakhs to do it. Are you going to trust a humanless process for that? It's such a high impact decision, a high cost decision. At the end of the day, you want at least a support staff team member
Yeah.
working alongside you, answering questions, helping you out, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. It is possible, yes, but it has
Okay.
been tried and failed because at the end of the day, trust, it's such a high impact decision that trust is super important in this, right? Someone is at the end of the day buying something worth $50,000. And I mean, I don't think anybody would go to Gucci.com and buy a $20,000 handbag without speaking to someone or seeing someone or whatever. We try to automate as much of the process as we can, make it as efficient as possible. Automated counselor, automated updates, automated qualification process, automated call setups, automated verification. So we try to automate as much of the process as we can, build tools or solutions that students or universities can interact with, which enhance the user journey. But at the end of the day, we actually took a strategic call not to remove the human being from this process because it's so important. In fact, man, forget about making it humanless. I was at a fair some time back, and every once in a while, Secure My Scholarship is invited to participate at fairs as the scholarship partner of the fair. It could be like a exhibition or event or whatever. So I was at this event some time back, and a mom and her son came to speak with us. and it was myself and a colleague. And the mom and her son come to speak with us, and she asked us a bunch of questions, and we told her, SecureMyScholarship.com, go on there, find your university, use the automated counselor, all of that stuff. And she's like, okay, fine. And then what? And I'm like, it'll go to our team and we'll verify your information. We'll get in touch for more documents if required, et cetera, et cetera. And then she says, okay, fine. But, if I have a question, do you guys have an office that I can come to? And I was like, yeah, it's a fully remote process. So no, we can you can hop on a Google Meet call or a Zoom call with your support staff team member, your support customer service representative, like whenever. You can hop on a Zoom call or a Google Meet call with them whenever. And she's like, no, but I'm sending my son to Europe, to Ireland, and at the end of the day, I don't want him to be on the street. So can I come and sit down with you guys if something goes wrong, if I have a question? And that's the level of trust that we have to bridge. It's a long enough bridge just being remote only. But if it was entirely humanless, I feel like it would be,
How are you
incredibly
tackling
difficult.
that, Greg? Like, um,
I mean, so that's the thing, right? So every single student that goes through the process is matched with a dedicated student success manager whose responsibility is to ensure the student gets as high a scholarship as possible and is able to minimize their tuition fees as much as possible. If a student is set on university A, okay, fine. How can we minimize their fees for university A as much as possible? If a student is unsure of which university they want to go to, okay, fine. Which are the university options that a student can apply to, which will help them minimize their fees as much as possible? That's the role that we play, basically.
yep. Okay,
Does that kind
fine.
of answer your question, Sudarshan? Yeah.
Um, sort of. I kind of lost the mind, but yeah. Okay, cool. Like, finally, I have this one question. Like, before I wind this up, you
Sure.
initially said that like India is like the place where you are getting proper ROI. So, like, where
No,
are you
just
spending? Yeah.
yeah, just to clarify that, I mean, India, not really ROI per se.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, students need scholarships everywhere, right?
Mhm.
So while like 40% of our students to date have been from the UAE and
Hmm.
30% from India and 30% from the rest of the world, that rest of the world accounts for like 30 something countries. So Secure My Scholarship is truly a global platform. Every single day, there are students that apply, at least one student or the odd student from over 20 or between 20 to 30 different countries around the world. The vast majority of them come from India. And we are actually we focus a lot on India in terms of growth. The reason for that, man, I think is twofold, right? So why we choose at least to focus on India. Number one, I mean, India, there's a huge mismatch between the number of students turning 18 or the number of students turning 21 and the number of jobs available for students turning 21. There's a massive mismatch in there.
Mm.
And that's huge. That's number one, basically. But number two, I think just combining with that is, at the end of the day, man, myself and the rest of our core team, we are all Indian origin. I may have been born and raised in Dubai, but my passport says I'm Indian. I spend a week or 2 weeks every month in Mumbai. I love Mumbai. It's my favorite city in the world. I love India. And the rest of the core team is also the same. We are all from India, be it from Mumbai or Pune or Kerala, or wherever. And at the end of the day, man, like when we say, we want to help make education accessible and affordable for students. When we say we want to connect students with $100 million in scholarships, I mean, that's amazing. And we want to make that difference for young India, literally. Actually help young India thrive and go out there and achieve their dreams and achieve their ambitions. That story that I told you about the girl from Ahmedabad who got that scholarship, man, there are hundreds of stories just like hers from Indore or Patna, Lucknow, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, wherever. And And that's awesome, right? That's the emotional connect that we have. We love India. We feel like we're doing our part for India, and that's fantastic. So just to clarify on, why India is such a focus for us moving forward.
Yep, that's a great vision, man. You know what? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say from the previous episodes, I'm kind of little happy about where you're heading. I mean, what you're doing, right? Because I knew few friends who couldn't afford, even like take me or like my close friends who want to do stuff, who want to, I mean, do their masters in like US or UK, but they couldn't. What you're doing is in a way could like ease things. So it might be my friends or like someone, it's helping them, right? I'm kind of happy about that. So yeah, with that I'll wrap this episode. Thanks Craig, thanks for your time. Great episode, man.
Thank you so much, Sudarshan. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Thanks a lot for having me, man.